Now, if you liked what animations could do, you might love what behaviors can do because they are more advanced animations. They're layered and they have a lot of different options available to you. So you can see here that I have two items. I have a shape and I have some text. And these behaviors will act differently depending on if it's a text callout versus something else in your timeline. So I want to show you the differences there. To go to behaviors, we just choose that from the tools panel, or we can use O for behaviors. And remember, I can look at these and get a preview just by letting my mouse rest over top of one of these. So you can see for this one, this is called jump and fall. And I can see that if I apply that to my name, it will apply that animation across each letter. So they fall down in, they bounce a little bit, bounce again, and then they fall out. If I apply that same thing to the star, there's only one thing, and there aren't multiple letters, so it just drops in, bounces a few times, bounces, and then drops out. And so you can see how we have multiple animations happening here, all by just dragging down one of these behaviors. Now the next thing to note here is that we have something that happens when it comes in, while it's sitting there, and then when it leaves. So when I'm looking at this, I have different things that I can apply. So I can see when my name comes in, it starts by bouncing in. It doesn't have to. I could have it drift in, or fade in, or grow to come in, or do this hinge thing. I could just have it appear. It doesn't have to have some sort of in. So there are a lot of different options. Let's try, maybe I want sliding. All right, let's see what happens when that does that. Oh, okay. I see it comes in from the side, and then bounces, and then drops out. Okay, well maybe I don't want it to drop out. Maybe I want it to slide out again. So I can go back here and I can say, instead of style drop, maybe I want it to slide. And when I look at this, it looks like it is sliding off to the right, and that's what I wanted. But maybe I wanted it to slide down. Instead of dropping down, I want it to slide down. Okay, well that's a little bit, it's similar to what I had, but it's different. And you can see you can change the speed, how quickly this is happening or how slowly. And then even the during part, I can say, let's let this jump. Well, how many times do you want it to jump? Well, in this case, we're just going to let it jump. It says it'll loop forever. So let me show you this. If I zoom back out, grab this and make it longer, then you can see it bounces, 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 and it just keeps bouncing, bouncing, bouncing as it sits there, and then eventually it falls out, or slides out, I guess I said. So you can see that you can have it just animate for as long as you need there in the middle. Now that was during, and we said to go ahead and loop forever, but you might not want it to do it all that many times. So you might say, let's do it, like 3 times and then stop. Okay, so if I go to the beginning, it goes in, jumps once, jumps twice, jumps 3 times, and then it just sits there all the way to the end, and then it drops out. Okay, so there's a lot of options here whenever you're adding your behaviors. You have what it does at the beginning, what it does as it sits there, and what it does at the end. So it's not my intention to tell you every one of these options. This is just a fun area to go in and play with. Try some of the different styles, look at the different types of how things are coming in, if they're coming in all at once, or if they're coming in by letter, if you want it the first letter to the last or last to the first. A lot of different options in here for how these behaviors will act in your video. So have some fun with it, play around with it, but remember, if we want our videos to look professional, we don't want too many crazy things happening. We want to make sure that we're a little more reserved and we're not going overboard with these behaviors.